It was supposed to be just another routine checkup, but when Steve walked in, dragging his feet and looking older than his 52 years, I knew something was off. He was one of my regular patients, someone who took care of himself, ate right, and always worked out. But that day, there was an air of exhaustion about him, one that had nothing to do with his age or daily stress. As we started the examination, it became clear, Steve was exhausted, fatigued in a way that wasn't just from a busy life or poor sleep. It was something deeper. His blood pressure was fine, his cholesterol was in check, and his blood sugar levels were as they should be. Still, his body wasn't responding the way it should. We started talking about his diet. Like most health-conscious individuals, he made sure to fill his plate with leafy greens, vegetables, and fruits. A typical day for him included kale smoothies, hearty salads, and veggie-packed stir-fries. He prided himself on his healthy diet, swearing by the benefits of the vegetables he ate. But as we talked, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. In a world where eating vegetables is considered a badge of health, could there be hidden dangers lurking in the very foods Steve thought were benefiting him? That's when I hit him with the question, what kind of vegetables are you eating? His face lit up with a sense of pride. You know, the usual stuff. Spinach, kale, cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers. All fresh and healthy. I nodded, but inside, a red flag went up. Are they organic? I asked. He paused for a second, and a look of confusion spread across his face. I don't really pay attention to that, he admitted. And that, right there, is the problem. You see, it turns out that not all vegetables are created equal. Many of the vegetables we consume daily can be loaded with pesticides, herbicides, and other chemicals that we don't even think about. We assume that by choosing vegetables, we're automatically making healthy choices, but we're often overlooking the real dangers lurking on our plates. Even those bright, vibrant vegetables, so appealing and nutritious in their appearance, could be silently sabotaging your health. Let me break it down for you. Conventional farming practices often rely on synthetic pesticides and fertilizers to ensure high crop yields. These chemicals don't just stay on the surface of the vegetables, they get absorbed into the plants themselves. And when you eat these vegetables, you're ingesting more than just vitamins and minerals. You're consuming chemical residues that can accumulate in your body over time, leading to harmful effects. The first offender? Lettuce. It's the classic salad staple, touted as one of the healthiest foods you can eat. But conventionally grown lettuce is one of the worst vegetables for pesticide residue. The leaves are large and delicate, making it easy for pesticides to stick. The next time you're tossing together a salad, you might want to reconsider the source of your greens. What you think is a healthy choice could be contributing to a buildup of toxins in your system, subtly affecting your digestion, energy, and overall well-being. Then there's spinach. One of the most beloved leafy greens on the planet. It's nutrient-dense, packed with iron, and perfect for smoothies. But did you know that spinach is one of the most pesticide-laden vegetables? In fact, it's often ranked as one of the top produce items with the highest levels of pesticide contamination. Even if you're eating it to boost your health, those pesticides are quietly working against you. The problem is, these chemicals don't just leave your body immediately. They linger. Over time, they can build up in your system, affecting everything from your immune function to your hormone balance. You might not feel it right away, but the cumulative effects can be devastating. Take cucumbers, for example. Another vegetable we often think of as a healthy snack or a salad base. But conventionally grown cucumbers are coated in pesticide residue, particularly on the skin. Most people eat cucumbers raw, skin and all, which means those chemicals go directly into your body. The same goes for bell peppers, tomatoes, and celery. All of these vegetables are vulnerable to pesticide contamination because of their thin skins and the way they're grown. Even when you wash them, it's difficult to remove all the chemicals. You might be wondering, are these vegetables really that harmful? The answer is yes. Research has shown that pesticides can disrupt the endocrine system, interfere with metabolism, and increase the risk of chronic diseases like cancer and heart disease. The longer you're exposed to these chemicals, the higher the risk. And the sad part? These chemicals aren't just dangerous when they're consumed in large quantities, they're harmful in small doses too, especially when consumed consistently over a long period of time. The good news is, there's a solution. You don't have to stop eating vegetables. You just have to make smarter choices. The solution is simple: go organic. Organic vegetables are grown without synthetic pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers. They may cost more, but when it comes to your health, they're worth every penny. By choosing organic, you're not only avoiding the harmful chemicals that come with conventionally grown produce, but you're also supporting farming practices that are better for the environment. Organic farming reduces the chemical load on the soil, the water, and the air. It also promotes biodiversity, helping to create healthier ecosystems. But the best part? When you eat organic vegetables, you're fueling your body with pure, untainted nutrients. The antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals in organic produce are far superior to those in conventionally grown vegetables. Organic vegetables have been shown to have higher levels of certain nutrients, like vitamin C, iron, and magnesium. These nutrients help fight inflammation, support immune function, and keep your body running at its best. Imagine feeling more energized, less fatigued, and sharper than you've felt in years. By switching to organic vegetables, you can experience a boost in your overall health that's more than just physical, it's mental and emotional too. And it's not just about avoiding toxins. It's about nourishing your body with the best fuel available. The next time you pick up a cucumber, kale, or spinach, ask yourself, is this organic? Because what you're eating today could be shaping how you feel tomorrow. And when it comes to your health, it's the small, consistent choices that add up. So don't wait. Make the change today. You may think you're doing everything right, eating your greens, loading up on vegetables, and believing that you're making healthy choices. But what if I told you that some of the vegetables you think are boosting your health could actually be doing the exact opposite? That's right. The very vegetables that are marketed as superfoods and staples of healthy diets could be exposing you to dangerous chemicals that harm your body in ways you don't even realize. And here's the kicker, they're the vegetables that most people eat the most. Let's take a closer look at some of the top offenders. You might be shocked to learn which vegetables are silently sabotaging your health. First up, kale. Oh yes, that queen of greens that everyone has been raving about for years. Kale is packed with nutrients, sure, it's full of fiber, vitamins A and K, and antioxidants. But what most people don't realize is that conventionally grown kale is one of the worst offenders when it comes to pesticide contamination. Kale's large, dark leaves act like a sponge, soaking up pesticides and herbicides, which means those chemicals don't just stay on the surface. They get absorbed directly into the plant. So, when you eat conventionally grown kale, you might as well be consuming a cocktail of toxins. If you're not buying organic kale, you're likely ingesting toxic substances that could affect everything from your hormone balance to your metabolism. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Next on the list is bell peppers, a vegetable that's rich in vitamin C and often used as a base in salads, stir-fries, and salsas. But the truth is, bell peppers are frequently sprayed with pesticides to protect them from pests, and they absorb these chemicals at an alarming rate. Studies have shown that bell peppers can contain residue from chemicals like glyphosate, which has been linked to cancer and other serious health conditions. You might think that rinsing your peppers will solve the problem, but washing them doesn't remove all the toxins. The skin of the pepper is particularly vulnerable to absorbing chemicals, so even if you peel it, you're still getting exposed to potentially harmful substances. If you care about your health, switching to organic bell peppers is a no-brainer. Let's talk about tomatoes now, another seemingly harmless vegetable that could be doing more harm than good. Tomatoes are a favorite in many dishes, whether fresh in salads, cooked in sauces, or added to sandwiches. But conventionally grown tomatoes are often treated with pesticides and chemical fertilizers to boost production. These chemicals don't just disappear when the tomato is ripe, they end up in the fruit. Tomatoes also tend to absorb more pesticide residue than many other vegetables, making them a particularly risky option when purchased non-organically. Organic tomatoes, on the other hand, are grown without these chemicals, so you're getting a cleaner, healthier option for your meals. Then there's celery. Celery has become popular in recent years, often used as a crunchy snack or in vegetable juice blends. But celery is one of the vegetables that retains pesticide residue more than others because of its long, fibrous stalks. The Environmental Working Group, EWG, consistently ranks celery as one of the Dirty Dozen, a list of the 12 most pesticide-contaminated foods. Celery doesn't have a protective skin or outer layer, so pesticides easily penetrate and stick to the stalks. While washing can remove some of the residue, it's often not enough to make conventional celery safe to eat. If you care about your health, switching to organic celery could be the simplest way to protect yourself from unnecessary chemicals. Spinach is another vegetable that's often considered a health food, but conventionally grown spinach is a disaster when it comes to pesticide contamination. Spinach has a porous surface that soaks up pesticides like a sponge, and even after washing, many of these chemicals remain. Spinach is often treated with harmful chemicals to combat pests and increase yields, making it one of the most pesticide-laden vegetables. Like kale, spinach can accumulate toxic substances over time, leading to potential health risks. For this leafy green, organic is a must. Another vegetable you should be cautious about is cucumbers. Whether you add them to salads or enjoy them on their own, cucumbers are one of the most commonly consumed vegetables in the world. But conventionally grown cucumbers are often sprayed with pesticides to protect them from bugs and disease. These chemicals can penetrate the skin, which means that if you're eating conventionally grown cucumbers, you could be ingesting harmful toxins. And here's the problem: cucumbers are often eaten with the skin on, which means you're consuming these chemicals directly. To avoid exposure to pesticides, it's a good idea to buy organic cucumbers whenever possible. What about potatoes? Potatoes are an everyday staple in many households, from mashed potatoes to fries to baked potatoes. But did you know that conventionally grown potatoes are often treated with pesticides to protect them from bugs and blight? The problem with potatoes is that they grow underground, which means they can absorb a wide variety of chemicals directly into the plant. Plus, potatoes are often sprayed with a chemical called chlorpyrifam, which is a growth regulator used to prevent them from sprouting. This chemical has been linked to a variety of health issues, including cancer and reproductive problems. If you want to avoid these risks, always choose organic potatoes. Green beans are another vegetable that often gets overlooked in discussions about pesticides, but they can be contaminated with chemicals just like any other crop. Green beans are typically treated with pesticides to protect them from insects, and they can absorb these chemicals through their thin skins. While the risks may not be as severe as with other vegetables, it's still a good idea to opt for organic green beans to avoid any potential exposure to harmful substances. As if that wasn't enough, carrots also deserve a mention. Though they don't absorb as much pesticide as other vegetables, conventionally grown carrots can still be treated with chemicals. Carrots are often sprayed with pesticides, and while washing them can remove some residue, it doesn't eliminate all of the toxins. Buying organic carrots is a smart choice to ensure you're not consuming unnecessary chemicals. Finally, let's not forget about zucchini. This mild, versatile vegetable is often used in stir-fries, casseroles, and even baked goods. But like many other vegetables, zucchini is frequently treated with pesticides. Zucchini has a thin skin that can absorb chemicals, so unless you're buying organic, you could be ingesting pesticide residues that can harm your health. By now, it should be clear that the vegetables you thought were healthy could be quietly harming you. The truth is, if you're eating conventionally grown produce, you're likely ingesting more than just nutrients. You're also consuming a cocktail of pesticides and chemicals that could be impacting your health in ways you don't even realize. The only way to truly protect yourself from these harmful substances is by choosing organic vegetables whenever possible. Organic produce is grown without synthetic chemicals, so you can be sure you're eating something pure, fresh, and beneficial for your body. Switching to organic may cost more, but consider it an investment in your health. By making small changes, like opting for organic kale, spinach, and cucumbers, you're protecting yourself from toxins and setting yourself up for a healthier, longer life. The question is, are you ready to make the change? Because your body is counting on you to make smarter food choices. And trust me, it's worth every penny.